Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who do not know me, my name is Jimmy, and today we are going to be starting our new episode of our Spinner Wheel series. This features all the backlist authors that I have physically in my room, on my library, that I have been dying to get to. People like Sarah Dessen, Kirsten White, Paula Hawkins, all the different kinds of authors that I have a ton of books on my shelf for, and we're going to slowly get through them together. I have been dying to do this for like a straight week now because I have been waiting for it to become May. It is currently May 1st, and I just got done filming my wrap-up video. Guys, I am so excited to get back into this. I didn't get to do it last month, and I felt like I really missed out, to be honest. So we're going to start the series again, and I'm so excited to see who we are going to pick. We have our spinner wheel. I did get this updated because I have gotten a few books since then, but we are going to spin and we're going to see which backlist author we are going to be reading first. So spin, spin, and who did we get? Oh my gosh, I just got this book. The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins. This is one of her newest ones that she just put out. I'm baffled. Guys, I just got this book recently, but you know what? I have been loving Paula Hawkins, to be honest. She's the same author who wrote The Girl on the Train, and then my last Spinner Wheel video, we actually got to read A Slow Fire Burning. She's only written 4 books, and I've already read 2, and I just got the last 2 that she's written. So the only other one is Into the Water, and I'm okay with this. Let's put it this way. This is so new. I haven't even taken all the plastic off the library book yet. So I'm so looking forward to reading this. Oh my gosh. So, okay, so let's see what this one's about because I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. Welcome to Elris, an island with only one house, one inhabitant, one way out. Unreachable from the Scottish mainland for 12 hours each day. Once home to Vanessa, a famous artist whose notoriously unfaithful husband disappeared 20 years ago. Now home to Grace, a solitary creature of the tides, content with her own isolation. When a shocking discovery is made at an art gallery far away in London, a visitor comes calling. Okay. Definitely leaves room for interpretation. I love that. I love that in a very short synopsis. I can get behind that. I actually don't have many thrillers on my TBR list this month, so I'm actually wanting to get some. I'm excited. Okay, I will let you guys know when I have an update on whenever I start this, or how long is this actually? I didn't even get to look. Whee, $2.99. What? It's barely 300 pages. Okay, that's not too bad actually. That's crazy. Yeah, 303 pages. So this is fairly short. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so geared up. All right, my loves. So it's been a while since we've talked. You wouldn't know it because it's probably going to take like a few seconds after the original video that I made. But it's been about 2 weeks since I last talked to you. If you hear my husband in the background, I do apologize. But, eating my lunch. I wanted to give you a little update really quick. I have been listening to the Blue Hour most of yesterday. So I have reached a little over the halfway point. I think I reached like 20 pages past the halfway point. This book is very interesting, believe it or not. So having picked this, I did anticipate having like a murder or something happen to where they have to investigate and see what it is. This book is not like that. This book has many different characters in it. So this story is about Becker. He is the curator for an artist named Vanessa. Vanessa created a lot of paintings and sculptures and things like that. And she had passed away about 3 years ago, and they've had issues with trying to get the remainder of the paintings that they just do not have. So that is where Grace comes in. Grace was announced the officiant, or the one who basically has everything that she's ever written down, and anything that she has the information about her life. So Becker is trying to investigate why, one, these missing pieces are, but also figuring out who she was as an artist, because he's a really big fan. The story starts off by Becker getting a call from a museum that some of her artwork is stationed at, that one of her sculpture pieces that she had created in like a little box, one of the bones in there actually looks human. An archaeologist came and they looked at the display and he thought it was really cool, but then he really looked at the bone and he's like, ah, that's human. And that raises a whole bunch of questions, and everything takes off from there. I'm actually really liking this one because it is a lot more low-key than her original ones. Like I said, it's not entailing a murder, but it is diving deeper into the nitty-gritty and not so great parts about Vanessa's life. And I am really enjoying that. It's basically reading like a literary fiction with a little mystery in it. But she's just one of those authors where I just don't care. I am actually really enjoying it. I mean, I got this far yesterday into it, 170 pages in, with just one sitting. So I really am liking it. I am hoping today that I can finish this. That would be awesome. I do have quite a bit to do around the house today because I've neglected some things that do need fixed. So I'll have my audio listening time. I am super excited. I am very curious to see how some things are kind of explained, and if we're going to go the route that I think we're going to, but we'll see. Alrighty, so we are all cleaned up, and I have pretty much done everything you could possibly do with cleaning a house. I did finish The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins. This was really interesting because, like, I would classify this as, like, not a thriller, but definitely a mystery, because there was no... It's so hard to put it into the murder mystery category because it is, but it isn't, if that makes sense. I did enjoy this. Do I think it's a 5-star? It's borderlining it. After thinking about it for a good 2 hours, because it's been about 2 hours since I finished it, this, I feel, definitely had the potential to be a 5-star. It just really started losing my attention when we got more towards the end, because it wasn't wowing. I like had a feeling throughout like the last good few chapters that it was going to be predictable, but it's a satisfied predictable. I didn't anticipate something else coming into it, which was the surprise part, but I did still figure out some of the things that's happened in here. And now, it's not really long enough for me to think that it could have been shorter or longer. It was just the right amount. I did really enjoy the characters. I like how we had some likable, some unlikable. The cool thing about this, in the audiobook, if you listen all the way to the end, there's a little section that makes the book a little bit longer than it actually is. That's because the narrator and the author actually have an interview together, and she discussed a few of the themes and some of the characters and how she felt about them with each other. And listening to it, I do have to 100% agree that the main theme for this story is how much loneliness can impact a person's personality, and craving that human connection to the point where it becomes obsessive definitely stands out in this. So I think this is more of like a psychological thriller more than it is an actual like action-y thriller, if that makes sense. There's still some scenes in here that do tie in with the story, that do tie in with that, but I think most of it is just revolving around the artistic loneliness versus the obsessive loneliness. So I thought it was really interesting, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't dock it I'm not really going to dock it anymore, because I still think it was interesting and definitely unique. I don't think I've read a book like this in a long, long time. I don't even remember the last book that I read that was more about the psychological effect of somebody versus the actual plot and where we go with it. And not only that, but the ending was left up to the imagination. We don't have a definite ending of this happened, this happened, this happened. It leaves you with something and you can think of it one way or another. But it definitely surprised me with that too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with a 4.75. It was close, just barely. That is our first book, and now we are going to spin, and we're going to see what we're going to pick for our second book, because I do want to read something physically. I don't care what it is, but I just, after listening to that most of the day, I need something physically, either on my Kindle or in my hands. More than likely, it's going to be from my hands. Okay, so we are going to use our wheel, and I did update this, so this has all my newer books in here. We're going to spin, 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 and what do we get? Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. Okay, so hang on, I'll grab it. Okay, so this is one of the last two books that I have physically from Morgan Matson. This was published in 2010, so it is definitely in the older side. I did really like Since You've Been Gone and Second Chance Summer. Unexpected Everything kind of really didn't meet my expectations. This one I'm hoping does. It is definitely a lot shorter than the last one. The last one was like this big. And there's some mixed media. Hang on. She put the acknowledgments in the first page. That's interesting. There's a little bit of mixed media in here. Some letters, some pictures, some posters, some writing. That's going to be like really interesting to read this, and it will probably make it go by even faster. But this book, yeah, that'll make you cry. Okay, let's see. Hang on. I need to edit the road trip. I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a sneak peek of Since You've Been Gone. And then this, it says The Art of the Road Trip, which I think is Morgan Matson actually, like, going on the trip to get the idea for that. That seems really interesting, actually. So I might read that. Overall page amount, we are sitting at 343. That's not bad. Honestly, that's really not that bad. Amy is not looking forward to her summer. Her mother decided to move across the country, and now Amy's responsibility to get their car from California to Connecticut. The only problem is, since her father died in a car accident, she isn't ready to get behind the wheel yet. So enter Roger, an old family friend. He also has to make the cross-country trip and has plenty of baggage of his own, so I can see them making the trip together. And when you have to move from Connecticut to California, that's a long trip. That's at least, let's see, it took us a week to get from North Carolina to Washington, but that was nonstop driving, my parents going back and forth. So they're going to stop as much as they're probably going to. It's probably going to be about 2 weeks at least, if not longer. So this is going to be different. I haven't read a lot of books with her putting mixed media in here, so I do like that, but I'm just happy that this one is not a 500-page one. Right now, I have 2 favorites and then 2 that were just okay, so we're in a 2 and 2. This one I think this one's going to be the tiebreaker to see if she's more on the mess side or the favorite side. And then I do only have one other book by her. It's Take Me Home Tonight. Yeah, let's see how this one goes. It's very rarely I ever get this room to myself. So I did start Amy and Rodder's Epic Detour. And this is really, I'm not going to say like the writing's bad. It's 100% what I expected, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But this was not how I thought we were going to start out, because there's so much baggage in here. There's like so much trauma here. She actually is afraid to drive because of what happened to her father, and we talk about that like really early on. So it's very sad, actually. So come here. Yeah, he's been hanging out with me all night. So it's about 8 o'clock at night, and I kind of got tired watching TV because we were just chilling on the couch. My husband's testing out his new technology that he got to play on the PS5 with. So he's doing his thing. They have invented glasses where you can literally put them on and you see nothing but like your phone screen or the PS5 screen. So he's literally wearing glasses and doing everything instead of hooking it up to the TV or putting it on the projector up here. And yes, this is a projector up here. But yeah, now he's been loving that just because he has freedom to move around and stuff. I don't like it because when he has his earbuds in, he can't see or hear me. So yeah, he does his things at the end of the day, and it's Saturday, so Saturdays are his days and Saturdays are my days. But yeah, I want to see how far I can get into this tonight. I got to page, I think, 32. I love how she inputted certain things. Like, she put the receipt for what they charged for gas to get there. This is apparently a time period where you don't have, like, Google Maps. And they don't have, like, an actual GPS. So her mom printed off the MapQuest directions, which 100% dates this book, but I'm actually kind of here for it, and I am very curious to see if that's going to play a part in their detour. I'm really liking it. I'm liking the way the two characters come together, and I'm very curious to see where we go with this. Yep, so we got both. Charlie, come here. Come here. We got Charlie and Luna. Come here. Hi. Yes. So we have the children. They are going to hang out with me. You guys okay with that? I know you are. I know you are going to. And you, ma'am. Oh, bless you. Ma'am, are you going to hang out with us? She's like, I hate you. You're like, I'll do it. I'll do it. And then she's just like, I just want down. I don't. Oh. This is how they act. They're very like nonchalant towards each other all the time. She just wants to leave. Don't ya? She did not want to come up here. But no, it's okay. Okay. So that answers that question. She won't be. Go on. Go get your sister. Never mind. Okay, here's the thing. Fun thing about Charlie. Okay. Charlie has a thing for shadows. And I'm going to give you guys a demonstration real quick. Hang on. Okay, so this lamp right up here in particular is very good for making shadows. So if you guys can see that, yeah, you can see that. Charlie, go get him. This is what he does, like literally. he does this all the time, just for fun. So he's probably gonna do that some more because my feet are gonna be doing the same thing. But yeah, this is gonna be my afternoon. Alright, so we're stopping for tonight. We've gotten pretty far. We've gotten about a few pages to the halfway point in the story. And I am actually really enjoying this. Guys, this is really good. I'd have to say, so far, this is probably one of my favorites by her. This is ranking up there with Second Chance Summer. Did you want to go? Yeah. She's so sweet. She's purring right now. I don't know if you guys can hear her. I'm flying through this, guys. With all the mixed media, sometimes it just takes up an entire page. I'll give you guys an example. But how we've been traveling through the states, she does the pinpoints, and you can kind of make out where it is on the map. Right now we're in Kansas. And then, let's see, another good example of using up an entire page is sometimes she'll put receipts in here, but sometimes it's just a freaking diner's menu. It's too cute, and it makes it go by so much faster. But this is getting to be a really interesting story because we're learning more about why Roger decided to come on this trip and not just Amy. Amy, we know from the start. But for Roger, he's not only doing it to drive her across the country, but he has his own reasons for wanting to do this. And I do like how we're slowly starting to get more and more backstory, different things that have happened in her life, and getting a few more details about Roger. So guys, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm only stopping here because I feel tired. If I finish this tomorrow, I will be ecstatic, and we might do a third book for this video. Considering how fast I've been reading these books, they've been going very, very, very fast. I got lucky this month. I had a lot of books that have been from like late 200s all the way up to early 300 pages, so very easy. This is the only thing I have left to read for this month is the second story for The Unexpected Dragon. Everything else is free game. So yeah, I probably won't mind doing another one for you guys. That would be awesome. And since I didn't get to do it in April, I kind of do want to do another one anyway. Yeah, right now, so we've gotten from California all the way up to Kansas. So and that's already been about 4 days. So they're supposed to be in Connecticut by the next day, and they're in Kansas, and they're heading to Kentucky. And I'm sure you guys know you probably cannot do that very easily in one day. But depending on how this goes, we might have a potential 5-star on this, because this is becoming very emotional, and depending on how this goes and how we wrap everything up and how we figure out certain things about Amy's past and possibly Roger's, I may or may not cry. So we'll see. But my husband is still playing games in the other room, and I have a feeling he is going to play for a couple more hours. It's so good, guys. I think this is a severely underrated one. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, guys, so It is about 10 o'clock at night. My child keeps hopping in front of the camera, so I'm going to put her right here while we talk. Okay, so first things first, I absolutely love this book. First, because I thought, having this kind of a story would just be boring, because I've read some before and they were like, okay. But the thing that made this different was not only for the fact that she inputted all the receipts and all the hotel receipts and some of the maps and stuff that they did, she inputted all that into there. I did really, really love that because it kind of brought it to life a lot more and made it more realistic. But there's so many different things in here that makes this unique. And that's mostly because there were so many different things in here that is just overwhelming. Because this is a different kind of emotional that I think I've felt about a book in a very, very long time, is that I didn't want it to end. There's so many things out there to do and so many places to experience and so many people to meet that this could go on for literal years and I would be just as happy as I did with this book. I am literally about to cry right now. When they were trying different things, they were staying in very unique places, when they were staying with friends and having heartfelt moments, it got really overwhelming to the point where I am literally trying not to cry right now. Because I'm sad that it's over. I'm like legitimately sad that it's over. But I wouldn't say it was really moving as far as dealing with certain things that they each had to go through, but it was definitely understandable to see, what they felt and how they dealt with it and where they moved forward with it. We did leave a little bit in the gray area, which just leaves it up to the interpretation of how things went, which is very easy to play out. But I love just how many things she touched on in this. Dealing with her brother, dealing with her dad. Roger we didn't talk about his family much. It was mostly about his relationship with his ex, and that we mostly communicated with a lot. But everything dealing with seeing new things and dealing with issues that had been hindering her, it was just so emotionally binding, which I did not plan on this book at all. Once again, Miss Morgan Matson has done it for me, and the back, I 100% read the extra pages that she put in here because it was a little bit about her journey. She took it in reverse. So instead of doing from California to Connecticut, she actually did Connecticut to California. So she did it in reverse and didn't go to a couple places, but then went on a month-long road trip afterwards to fill in some of the blank spots that she had for this book. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really, really cool. She even put some of the pictures that she took on that trip in the back. But to me, and I think that's one of the reasons why I loved it so much, is because it makes it a lot more personal to me. And I love it when an author kind of gets a little vulnerable or gets a little personal. It involves their experiences with their book. I just absolutely love that. And this one, it really, really showed. So I loved it. Guys, this was unexpectedly insane. And very emotional. I got happy through some of it. I felt really sad through a lot of moments that she was having in her back flashes. Because there's a little bit, but they were like, it partake to the moment kind of thing. So I loved it. This was great. Highly recommend, especially if you haven't read Morgan Matson before. I think this is one of her first ones. Funny enough, she made the dedication for this book to her dad. So that was cool to me too. It's just, I think if I'm going to rank this out of all 4 of her books that I have read so far, I think this is ranking up there with Second Chance Summer. And it's in the running for it. It's very, very close. Second Chance Summer actually made me cry. So the fact that this one wants to make me cry is putting it up there, but not. It's like very, very minimal distance between them both. But I think it's number 2. It is a little bit older because some of the prices on the receipts, I was just laughing. There's a picture in here that shows gas at being like $1.99. I wish. Anyway, but that's all finished. I am so happy that I got to read that this weekend. That was definitely an unexpected surprise, and I loved every minute of it. That was so great. So what we're going to do, even though it's late, I still would like to spin, and we're going to pick our 3rd book, and I am going to start listening to it tomorrow while I work. So we are going to pick another one, but this one is going to be a priority audiobook, if I can find it. If I can't, then I'll fit it in somewhere. But more than half of these, I'm pretty sure I can fit in there. So we are going to pull up our wheel again, and we are going to spin, 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 spin. And what do we get? No way. No way. Okay, so this is too funny because since I read The 7 Year Slip last month, A Novel Love Story is the only one that I own. The 7 Year Slip I borrowed from my friend Jen. This is the only one that I own that I was originally going to try first, but I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't. I am more prepared. I know what her writing is like now, and I know what to look for in case I may or may not like it. But this one, I believe, is a story about a girl who is driving into this town, and she finds out that this town is actually one of the towns that she's read about in her favorite book, like of all time. So she's like transported into the story unexpectedly, and she's like, oh, cool, I guess. So I don't know much more than that, but I know that's pretty much the gist of it. I'll figure out more tomorrow. I'm going to look tonight and see if I can find an audiobook version. I haven't used any of my Spotify or my Everand credits yet, so that should be fairly easy to find, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because we're halfway through the month, and I haven't done a single credit, so it should be fine. But yeah, this is the next one we're going to read, and this is the only one I have of hers, which means after I read this, she'll be taken off the wheel. And I'm actually looking forward to reading this. This is not another big book. It's probably right around the 330 range again, so I will talk with you guys tomorrow when I start this up. Okay guys, so it's actually 5:30 in the morning right now. So yeah, my husband was having a crisis this morning. He couldn't find his wallet. And usually when that happens, he'll just like turn on a few lights in the living room, or he'll check the last pair of pants that he has and he'll find it, no problem. But this morning he was not finding it and was turning on the lights, checking literally everywhere, and it got to the point where he started throwing things. So I'm like, okay, I'm up. And I helped him start looking. We checked the couch, we checked over by the door, we checked everywhere he could have possibly left it out there. And then I came in here, I double checked his area over there and could not find it. So I checked in the clean pants bin and pulled out the only one in there, and it was sitting at the bottom of the bed. So I give that to him. He finishes getting ready and was out the door. I'm like, okay, cool. And I went back to bed. I was already awake, so I'm just like, I'll just chill here on my phone for a little bit. He comes back in 5 minutes later, and now he can't find his phone. That turned out to be in the closet when he went to go get his medication, like ibuprofen for the day. So this man did not have a good morning, and I wouldn't say I feel sorry, but I'm definitely feeling his frustration. 'Cause I'm up with having to deal with a very frantic and irritated husband. So I decided that we're gonna get an early start to the day. I'm already up. I have my I have my contacts in already, so I'm up. We're gonna start another love story on audio today. It's been such a frantic morning already, and it's only 5:30. So I just thought I'd share that and explain why I'm getting such an early start this morning. But yeah, I'm just happy he didn't come back again. So I'm pretty much about 100 pages in. I've reached page 97 or beginning of chapter 10. And I do have to say, ma'am, stop. I do have to say that we just got her backstory of her previous relationship and what happened there and why she was so depressed and why she wanted to take this trip. And without giving anything away, I do have to say, I don't hate him for that. I don't hate what he did because, believe it or not, I can see it. I can see why her ex wanted to break everything off. I'm trying not to go into it. It's so hard not to. But I can see it. I can definitely see that and see why it would be a problem. So I'm not behind her on this one. I'm actually behind him. And that has never happened during a romance book before. I have never been on the guy's side because I did see it. And I do agree that it was a little off-putting. And that is so weird to say. This is just so weird to say in general. But I've got about 10 minutes before I gotta go to work. So I had reached almost 3 hours at the beginning of this book already, which is insane. But if I can get it done in one day, that would be awesome. I still love the writing. The writing, I love her writing. Her writing is so great. So that's never a problem. This one, a lot less predictable than the 7-year slip. I do have to say I am liking this one so much more because I don't know where it's going to go. And there are some things that I didn't anticipate in this already that is adding to the suspense of the ending a little bit more. I'm really enjoying this so far. This is so much better. And I'm really, really happy that this is the second one that I'm reading because I think my expectations of the 7-year slip would have been a lot worse. I was actually very happy that this is exceeding the expectations so far. Like I said, I reached this point with the 7-year slip and I was already done, but I'm 100 pages into this and I want to keep reading. I want to find out what happens. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I have never been on the guy's side of a breakup before. But this one is understandable. And if you guys have read the book, you understand what I'm talking about. Because having that kind of a situation is a problem. And I can see why he would be concerned. Because it raises questions. And it raises internal questions. So I can 100% see why he did this. And seeing her reaction and seeing what she's doing now is a little concerning, but I do see where she's probably going to have her internal growth in the story. So I just wanted to talk about that before I started work. I will definitely let you guys know where I'm at on my lunchtime. We'll see where I'm at. I'm on my lunch. I took a small break before wanting to make a video to get my nails. Yay! Color. I don't know how I feel about it. But it's okay. I am so close to finishing this. It's ridiculous. So I've got about 100 pages left in this book. And I've been giggling for most of this. For the circumstances and some of the conversations that we've been having. It's so funny. In a very chick flicky way. And we've reached kind of like our pivot point in the story where we have to figure out what we're gonna do. very curious to see where we go from here. I do have to admit, this is a lot better and a lot more unique than what I thought it was going to be. I think that's one of the things that stood out most with the premise for her was that we don't have like the scientific or even the fantasy explanation of what's going on yet, but I'm hoping we get one. If not, then it might bring my rating down just a little bit, but we'll see on that. I am really liking the romances and stuff in here and the conversations with the girls. It's just so much, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I have no idea where we're going to be with this. I have a suspicion maybe about the end result. I don't know though. Honestly don't. I don't know where we're going to go for the rest of it. And that's something that I'm very happy that we're getting in this one versus the 7-year slip. I'm liking this one a lot better. That's the mini update. I probably won't update you guys again until I finish it, which will probably be at the end of my workday. Because if I've got roughly about 3 hours left, then that's the last of the amount of time that I gotta work. So I should have it done by the end of my workday. Okay, so it's before 7 o'clock. Matter of fact, it's before 6:30. We went to bed way too early last night. Both of us, we woke up at like 4:30. So that's my fault. Oh well. But I didn't get to tell you guys my last thoughts when I finished A Novel Love Story yesterday after work. I got distracted because my husband came home right at the same time, and what can I say? We spent time together and we watched movies and did a bunch of stuff, so it was fun. My final thoughts on A Novel Love Story is I did really like it, and I'm happy that the premise was exactly what I thought it was. Just because it sounded so interesting to me, I was hoping it would just live up to what I had planned out in my head, I guess, after hearing it for so long, and it did. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more, because I didn't anticipate seeing the characters, the minor characters from the stories, as much as I thought I was going to. I thought they would just be passerby and she would point them out. I didn't know that we would actually be getting so in depth with them that they'd become a part of the story as well. So that was a very pleasant surprise. Now, I did give this a 4.75, even though it had major 5-star potential for me. There was a part in this book where I was feeling emotional to the point where I was almost going to cry. I felt myself tearing up. And I felt that how she decided to go about this ending turned it off. Like slowly, but I still noticed it went away. I think that the way she decided to wrap up the story, I understand why she went that route and took some extra steps in order to get to the point that, you know, most romantic books do. And it just, I understand, but I don't like it. This is the easiest way to put it, is I understand why. I understand why she did it. She wanted to give more in-depth, kind of like an afterword of the story throughout the last of the chapters, but I felt like because of that, it dragged a little bit. So I didn't get that emotional feeling, and then getting like an epilogue at the end a year afterwards. It was just a very unique way to end it. We did see a lot of character growth and everything dealing with her friends afterwards, and it was okay. I didn't like the ending, but I understand why she did it, which is why I didn't kind of take more points off. It wasn't what I was feeling needed to happen. So, because I was feeling it, and if it would have gone down the way that I thought it should have gone down, I probably would have ended up crying because I was that emotional, I was that invested, and I probably would have sobbed if it would have changed just a little bit and she kind of reversed some of the things that happened. Other than that, I did really, really enjoy this. This has shown me that some books, not every book, but some books do live up to the hype that everyone is giving it. And I think that this is one that is definitely, it deserves the hype. Definitely. So I loved it. It was really good. And I'm so happy that I didn't get to DNF this one. I didn't know where we were going to go with the story. I'm glad that it wasn't predictable. And I had no idea where we were going to go. I had no idea. And I had no idea that some of the things that happened here were going to happen. So that was cool. I am set on getting the Dead Romantics next because that was the first one that she did. She's definitely one I want to get more of. But I think I'm going to start with the Dead Romantics first and see how that goes before I get into the newer ones. Okay, so with that being said, we had a really, really awesome reading vlog. I mean, we had a 4.75, a 5-star, and a 4.75, which has been a lot better track record than some of the last ones we've done where have had a few DNFs. But if you guys haven't checked out any of these authors, or if you've read Girl on the Train but not her other ones, I highly recommend you do. And same with Morgan Matson. If there's just some you didn't like, this shows that just some of her books are hidden gems. Not all of them are going to be 5-star, but there's definitely a few that she's written, and I'm very happy about that. And Ashley Poston is now officially on my backlist author. So, and I flew through every single one of these. I think in the last 5 days, I've read all 3 of these, which is impressive, if I'm going to say that. I haven't read this much in a long time, and I'm very happy that I got my spark back and actually enjoying the books that I'm picking up. I'm already done with my TBR. We're officially on May 19th. I'll probably have this video up by tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm already done with my TBR, which means I have the rest of the month to do whatever I want. Which means that I have one video idea that I do want to do with you guys, and that you're just going to have to see. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really loved every single book that we read for this reading vlog, and I hope you guys will be motivated to pick any of these up. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Love your reads and intricacies, and I'm gonna go get started reading some more. Bye!
Don't know if you know this too. I'd rather be right here with you.